Adam, it's another away win, another clean sheet, now 9 unbeaten. How are you and the boys after that performance?
Tired. No, I mean the lads, they are tired because they've given everything there tonight again. But that's become the norm for us now, hasn't it? You know, they've been giving us everything all season, and particularly in this last couple of months, just relentless really in their efforts. I'm just so proud of them. You know, that's the overwhelming feeling. I think, I actually said to them before the game, 2-0 down at Blythe on Saturday, we could have just started thinking about our summer holidays and just given up, and they don't do that. You know, they've given everything at Blythe. Second half, got a very valuable point, and then travelled up here today and got an unbelievable win because, let's have it right. I know they're in a real long, difficult run of form, but they've got some bloody good players. And the crowd back them when they're going well. The crowd get onto them. But we always felt we'd nick a goal or two tonight, and it was about defending well, and we did. We dealt with everything in the main, and I think Chris had to make a good save in the first half when I think a corner came off Pearsey. Just good reactions, and then Will Ayers made an unbelievable block at 1-0 just after we'd hit the bar off a goal, off a free kick, Marnie free kick, which I think the keeper got a touch onto the bar. So, just a massive effort and obviously result.
Speaking of Will Hayhurst there, he is the man with the goals this evening. He had a lot of joy in those wider channels as well. Hayhurst on the left-hand side, Marnie out here on the right. You matched them up quite well tactically as well. What was the thoughts behind going back to the 5-back?
Well, I always, felt Saturday was a game to play with a back four because of the mobility of the strikers, really. But, they've been playing with a front two, for quite a number of games. And, when they play with two forwards, we wanted to overload them, and we've been very, very good with three centre halves, very, very good. And maybe, people will think it was why did he change it on Saturday? But I just, if I think it's the right thing to do, then I'll do it. But I thought George tonight was unbelievable, as was Devon and Posher. But I think George, he had that little bit of freshness for probably having a bit of a rest on Saturday. I thought he was just a man mountain for us. But we obviously we always consider what the opposition are going to do, but if anything, they changed for us because they played with three centre halves and wing backs and two strikers, and that gave us a hell of a lot of space down the sides, and we've got really good players down the sides of the pitch. Thought we were a bit wasteful at times in the first half with the ball. Started really well, got a little bit wasteful with the ball in the probably second half of the first half. That invited them, to counter us and put a few balls in the box and set plays. But second half we absorbed a lot of what they wanted to do. I felt we dealt with pretty much everything they threw at us. Don't think Chris has really been extended at all there in that second half, and we of course always look a threat on the break, and in the end we probably could have had maybe one or two more if we were being greedy, but 2-0 will do for us.
You mentioned there about some of the key players that Darlington have in their lineup. Of course, one of those being Jacob Hazel, 18 goals in the league campaign. Devon Matthews had a lion's share of the job on him tonight and did brilliantly. How important was that to nullify such a dangerous goal scoring threat?
Well, yeah, but I felt we dealt well with him in the first game at home, and then it was Mark Beck coming on that made the difference in that game. I think it's fair to say in the first half he caused quite a few problems. But I felt second half we managed him a hell of a lot better. So yeah, the centre halves were tremendous, and the whole team to a man was just, they put everything into it.
You said on Saturday that this game was no pressure coming into it. What's the atmosphere like in the dressing room now? Obviously a lot of tired legs, but the mentality now that this win takes us just a point away playoff places.
Well, they're just hungry. They're just hungry, and they just want to keep going. We all want to keep going and just see where it takes us. There's obviously no pressure on us coming to the likes of Darlington away. Obviously, you never like to see another manager under a lot of pressure, and I think it's probably fair to say that Alan is under pressure, but sometimes as a manager you need your players to pull you out of holes. Mine did in January, and we've been on the ascendancy ever since. So there was no pressure on us coming here, but we had to start the game well, and we had to, you know, create that nervousness around the ground, and felt we did that. Felt we kept them relatively quiet, and obviously when you score the first goal in any game, it's massive. And from there, it's just about us, you know, trying to keep that clean sheet, being organised, and trying to hit them on the break. And we managed to get that second goal, which just took the game away from them, and just another real good away performance.
It sets up then a potential win to end the game week in the playoffs against Boston at home. How important is this game going to be to try to keep heads clear despite our form being the second best in the league as of late?
It's just the next game, isn't it? You know, I know obviously, you know, each game that we keep getting a good result, the next game becomes bigger, and it's been like that for us for quite some time now. But the lads just keep on finding ways, and just keep on giving everything, you know, for one another every game. So, you know, look, I think back in January, you know, if we'd have been told that we'd be a point off the playoffs with 3 games to go, you'd have probably thought we were deluded. You know, and look, we said to the lads before the game, you know, 20 games in, we were 18 points behind Darlington, who were a point off top in second. And you know, that deficit was 18 points, and we've gone into, you know, we've now gone level with them, and that's just a phenomenal. I know they've had a dip in form, but it just shows how good our form has been, not just recently, but over a prolonged period of time. And the players deserve all the credit for that. You know, I can only pick them and, you know, advise them and kind of set them up in the way that I think is the right way for us to get results. But at the end of the day, as a manager, any manager, you need players who are prepared to go on the pitch and give everything for themselves and for the teammates, for the club, and our lads do that. So, you know, we'll bounce into that Boston game now. We've got, you know, it's our last Saturday home game. I know we've got the one on Tuesday against Fylde, but we've got back-to-back home games now, and you know, we've got to look to get as many points as we can from them. You know, so yeah, we'll just, you know, it'll be obviously a long trip back now, late night, early starts for the lads going into work, but we'll be in Thursday night recovering and just getting ready for Boston, who, you know, they have picked up and they've been in better form, which you probably always knew they would turn it around, because they've got, you know, a good manager and too many good players not to have done, in my opinion. But you know, they're probably in between now, where they're not going to go down, they're not going to get in the playoffs. So they'll play with no pressure on them as well. So yeah, it'll be a tough game, but we've just got to keep doing what we've been doing.
Great, Adam, thanks for your time.
Cheers.